guys, Roxanne. Hi. So I wasn't sure what tutorial to do, but I went shopping recently and got a pigment from Inglot. So I've just kind of played around with it, and this is the finished look. So if you want to see how I get this look, just keep on watching. Bye. Okay, so I'm starting with the Carli Bybel palette. She collabed with BH Cosmetics. The pigments are amazing on this, guys. So I'm using that pinkish brownish shade, and I'm putting it in my crease. No, I'm not. I'm putting it above my crease. This is just going to be my transition shade, so that the colours that I use later on blend in and blend into the colour quite smoothly, and the transition is kind of seamless. So I use back and forth circular motions to kind of just sweep that across the lid. I don't want any harsh colours up there, so I use the back and forth motions. I think that works for me. So I'm using that dark brown shade that I showed you in the BH Cosmetics, and I'm putting that using a crease brush. I'm putting that directly into the crease. I again build it, as you can see here, until I'm happy with the colour. Again, back and forward sweeping motions for this one. And then I use a blending brush. I go back in with the same blending brush to just blend those two colours together, so that it's, again, no harsh lines, no seamless. I basically want a seamless finish. So I blend it until I'm happy. Now I noticed that the transition shade faded a bit after I added the brown, so I've just popped some more back in the crease just to make sure that the colour is there and that it stays, basically. So yeah, and it just also helps blend the two colours together a bit more, I guess. So now I'm just defining my cut crease. So I'm using the MAC Soft Ochre Paint Pot over on my eyelid. So I go up to the area that I'm happy with. So for me, I've gone just below the crease, like where the crease starts, just, you know, just below the crease, I guess. I don't know, or it's not in the crease, but yeah, just below the crease. So I cut that out until when I'm happy with the shape, I then set it using a shade, a shadow, or any sort of powder that is similar, that won't add colour to the soft ochre paint pot. So this is the Inglot colour that I'm using. It's number 22. And now in the pot it looks like a pinkish purplish goldy colour. I'm also using some duraline to make it a bit more like a paste as opposed to glitter. So yeah, I'm using that. I'm putting it on the lid. But yeah, as I said, the pigment doesn't show true to the colour in the pot, and I don't know whether it's because I added the duraline to it. Anyway, it works. So I'm just building it, packing it onto the lid. Duraline is actually, I found it quite difficult to use, and I found like it didn't go on as smoothly as I wanted it to. But I'll keep on practicing. So I've gone back into the crease with that brown colour just to make sure that the crease is still defined. And again, I'm blending the two colours together just so that it's seamless, no harsh lines. And then moving on to the face, I am using the Kat Von D Hydrating Primer. I'd tell you the name in the box below. I think it's called hydrating hydrating primer. So I pop that all over the face before I apply any sort of face product or makeup products on the face. So I'm concealing my dark circles using the LA Girl Pro concealer or color corrector. I have a bit of dark circles, so I always use this now. Yeah, it seems to work. So I'm using the Real Techniques, the mini blending sponges, and I just basically blend out the orange so that it's not so sharp, because sometimes if you don't blend it in, it can show up underneath your foundation or your concealer. So yeah, make sure you blend this in, guys, because you could have some, you know, makeup malfunctions if you don't, and you can look very orange. So I'm using this Cover FX shimmery, I don't know, highlight? I don't know what to call it. It's like a glow liquid. It just gives you that sun-kissed glow. I'll leave the full name down below because right about now I'm improvising. So I put that all over my face, and I use the Real Techniques buffing brush just to blend that all in, so that again you don't see any dots on my face. As you can see, it makes me look quite orange. Yeah, that fades once I put my foundation on. It does look a bit harsh right now, look a bit crazy, but as you can see, it's slightly faded and it's blended into my skin quite well. So for foundation, I use Nars. I will again leave the full name down below, including the colour. So I dot that all over my face, and I like a dewy finish, so I spray some Fix Plus all over my face before I blend in that foundation, just to give me that sheen, nice little youthful glow. So I basically go take any, you know, steps necessary to make my skin dewy at the end of this tutorial, or any sort of makeup that I apply, any sort of makeup look. I go ham on the Fix Plus spray, or it could be a dewy setting spray. I just go all out when it comes to I just love that dewy finish, so I make sure that I take the necessary steps to give me that dewy finish. So I blend in my foundation until I'm happy. Remember to go along the neck, guys. You've got to make sure that your foundation blends in well. So I then, just to give it that flawless, seamless finish, I then go over with a damp beauty blender. Again, this is the Real Techniques beauty blender, or blending sponge, and just to get rid of all of those like brush strokes. Sometimes it can do some brush strokes, so I just use that for that reason. So yeah, so I'm going in with my Nars creamy concealer. I will tell you what shade I am. I'll put it in the description box down below. So I apply it under my eyes, along my nose, and a little bit on the forehead. I mean, you'll see in a minute, but I don't really like applying the concealer on the forehead. I don't know if it's because my forehead isn't, I don't think my forehead's big, but I don't know, but I find that I have difficulty blending it in. It looks horrible when I put a lot on my forehead, so I don't put a lot on my forehead anymore. I'm obviously taking a very long time applying this to my under eye. I don't know what's going on here, but yeah, I don't know. So yeah, along the nose, there we go. And the small little amount on my forehead, I'm just not keen on it, to be fair. So yeah, on my chin and my cupid's bow, I then go back in using a damp mini beauty blending sponge by Real Techniques to blend that all out. I take a lot of time blending it out because I've had past experiences where I haven't, and it was like, you just saw the terrible photos, and I regret it basically. So as I've said in previous videos, the key is in the blending, guys. So when I say that, I actually mean it. You don't want to have situations that I've had. It's just terrible. So I blend that all out. And once everything is blended nicely, I then set it using a powder. Oh, okay, so I think I couldn't remember this step. So I've basically gone in with, I think it's Rimmel concealer in the colour Nude. It just gives you a brighter, for me, I use it just for a brighter highlight. So some people put their concealer on, and then if they want like a brighter highlight, I don't go so far up to the eyes because I don't want to look really white underneath my eyes. So I just kind of keep it where that triangle is there. Blend that in and then set it using some Laura Mercier translucent powder. This is my go-to translucent powder at the moment, guys. I love it. It really does set your concealer or any sort of liquid foundation really well. So I kind of put the majority of it at the nose, and then use the remainder of what's on the sponge just to blend it outwards, just to set the remainder of the concealed areas. I'll do this because I don't like the whole cakey, ashy look. I feel like with people with a slightly darker skin tone, it can often look ashy. So I blow up my cheeks like that just to to set the areas that I kind of get oily in. So around my mouth is where my foundation tends to rub off first, so I do that. I got that from the Carli Bybel. So yeah, and now I'm just removing the translucent powder, but I used a bit of the Ben 9 powder to remove the Laura Mercier translucent powder. I find that because I am of a darker skin tone, again, it can leave me looking quite ashy. So I use the yellowy powder to kind of cancel that out. Yeah. So to set the rest of my face, I've gone in with the Ben 9 translucent banana powder. Again, I've got a little bit on my sponge. I'm not going too heavy on that because I don't like that cakey look. So obviously my foundation needs to be set. I noticed that I didn't set my nose and my forehead with the Laura Mercier, so I would have actually done that first. And I didn't set my neck with the powder either, so I'm obviously skipping steps here. So I'm just finishing the rest of my eyes. I've used those two shades that I used above the crease and in the crease. So I think I started at the bottom with the darkest shade first. I find that when I put dark shades on the bottom, I feel like I look a bit like, I look really scary. So I try not to put jet black shadows there, because I feel like I look scary. So anyway, I've started with the brown, which is the darkest shade, and then I've gone in with the lighter pinkish shade just to kind of blend that out and just make it not look so harsh. So just to blend it all together, I've used the blending brush by Zoeva just to blend that all together. So I'm gonna it looks like there's nothing on my lower lash bottom lid, so yeah, never mind. I might have to go a little bit more intense next time. So yeah, I am lining my waterline and also my lash line. So basically I wanted that smoky look, so I put it on the lash line just to kind of, because I'm going to use a brush to blend it out. So as you can see, I'm also tight lining because I will be wearing some dramatic lashes. So here we go, the blending. So I blend that out, it makes it a bit more smoky, and then because I've applied those two shadows beforehand, it blends it quite seamlessly. No harsh black lines. I can't deal with the harsh black lines. So yeah, there we go. I applied my lashes off camera. They're quite heavy. I'm not used to dramatic lashes. I normally do like wispies, like the Ardell wispies. So I'm applying some mascara just to make sure that my real lashes and the fake lashes blend together. But yeah, I'll let you know how I feel about these. Setting my face again with some Fix Plus, making it nice and dewy, letting it dry before I apply some contour. So I've got the NYX or NYX contour palette. I love this palette, guys. It's amazing. It's mad affordable. If you are looking for a powdered contour palette, this is my go-to. So I use that lightish warm tone just to bronze up my face. Like, once you've applied foundation, guys, you find that you lose a lot of depth and definition of the face. If you do have the cheekbones, because it's all one colour, you find that you lose that. So you need to put it back, guys. You need to put it back. So I use some contour powder. I do use creams occasionally, but again, I'm not like a pro at it yet. So again, I need to practice that. But powders for a quick fix, powder is my go-to. So I'm just using that warm shade to just warm up my face a bit, give me a bit of that little sun-kissed glow, because I don't like looking very pale, and I was so excited that the sun is now starting to come out. So now I've gone in with that cool shade. It's like a cool brown ashy kind of shade, and I'm just going to define my contour a bit. So I'm not going to put this on like I did like a bronzer, but it kind of defines the hollow of my cheek. I done it really lightly, So I don't know if you can see much, but it does work. I don't know if the camera just isn't getting it, but it does work, guys. I don't know if you can see. Anyway, I'm just, yeah, I did try. Never mind. So yeah, I'm gonna attempt to contour my nose, guys. I don't normally do this. So yeah, I'm just putting some powder down the bridge of my nose. The same warm shade down the bridge, down the nose, the sides of the nose, just to make it a little bit more snatched. But I don't actually think I've done it appropriately, so I don't really see the snatching happening, to be fair. No. Maybe next time, rocks. Maybe next time. I mean, I tried, you know. I'm not a pro. So I've done that. I'm gonna then go on to some blush. So I'm using MAC, I think it's called Lovejoy. This just brings a little bit of colour back to the cheeks, guys. I mean, I feel like again, you lose definition in the face once you put all of this makeup on, so you need to bring it back. So make your cheeks rosy, guys, make it rosy. Pop that on and Bob's your uncle. So now I'm just highlighting. I'm using a highlight stick first. Again, I put it at the highest points of my cheeks. On my nose, down the bridge of my nose, on my chin, and on my cupid's bow. I usually blend it out using my fingers. I think I did, but I've skipped this step in this tutorial. So I did use my fingers to blend it out first. But now I'm using the Real Techniques buffing brush just to brush out those harsh lines. I don't know, I find like when I wear highlight nowadays, I wasn't doing that. So I had these harsh lines. Don't do it. Don't do it. So I'm using the Champagne Pop. Again, this is my go-to highlight. I do have a couple highlights. I mean, I don't have like a lot of highlights to choose from, but this seems to go on so lovely. It's just amazing. So again, I go back in with that buffing brush, remove those lines, guys, those lines, just to make it a bit more, you know, as I keep on saying, seamless. But yeah, I find that it works for me. I mean, this is the first time that I've actually tried it, guys, and it works for me. I got this from Kim Tai. I follow her on YouTube. She's amazing. And this is where I got that technique from, because yeah, my highlight wasn't looking, it was popping, but it was just these harsh lines. Anyway, so yeah, Fix Plus again, dewy. I mean, you can never have enough of Fix Plus. So I'm just putting some mascara on my bottom lashes. And I'm gonna go in to highlight my inner corner. I think I've used 2 of the highlighting shades from the Carli Bybel palette. I can't remember which shades I used, so I will put it in the description box down below. So I'm about to do my lips. I don't normally use a lip brush to do my lips, but I'm doing it this time. I'm using the Anastasia Beverly Hills lip kit. Yeah, their palette. It's good. This is the first time using it. I got it a while ago, but I haven't used it because every time I'm going out, I'm in a rush, and I just grab one of my lipsticks in this, you know, the roll-up stick, and just apply that. And I wasn't happy with this colour, guys. I don't know. I'm not really keen on this sort of rosy pink. I like something a bit more nudie. So I did put like a cooler tone there. Okay, guys. So this is the finished look. My eyelashes are, what are they called? Scarlette by Hudabeauty. They're quite heavy. I'm not sure about these yet. But yeah, so yeah, this is the finished look. And I hope you like it. Make sure you subscribe and like the video if you liked it. And until next time, guys. Bye.